got the Styx Pride, one of the lionesses lying on the banks here. It is still very, very hot and very humid, even down in this drainage line, in this dry riverbed. Have a look, the rest of the Pride is over here. Now this is wonderful, because I haven't seen the Styx Pride properly for quite some time. I saw them once on Cheetah Plains while on Safari Live. But before that, I remember seeing the Styx Pride for the first time in about 2009, because they used to be quite dominant on Mala Mala, and they used to come onto Londolozi a little bit. But the Styx Pride, they haven't been that successful. The numbers have diminished quite a bit. They've had quite a hard time, I think, from those years back then. Hopefully they do a little bit better. Always nice to see some lions. Now, something I find fascinating is right above us, and I don't think you'll be able to see them because they literally are right above us in the canopy of the tree. But there are vervet monkeys sitting up there. It's a bit difficult. Thanks for you. Now, the vervet monkeys have not made a sound. The lions are below them. The lions have moved around a bit. But the monkeys are not making a single sound. No alarm call at all. Which is interesting. Usually, I mean, we always think, well, the monkeys and baboons will alarm call when they see a predator. These lions are lying right under the tree, and the monkeys are dead quiet. So that is interesting behavior. I'm not sure if they realize the lions aren't a threat down at the bottom, and that they're just resting here. I'm not sure, but it's very interesting. Ravi, you say thank you for showing your cats on Cat today. Oh, of course. It's always wonderful to see these big cats and spend some time with them. I must be honest, I really don't mind being patient with lions and sitting and waiting, because you never know. I have sat with lions like this before, where they're fast asleep and people think they're not going to do anything, and all of a sudden an impala or a nyala or something comes wandering through, doesn't know the lions are there, and they're up in a flash and they catch it and we see a kill. It's actually happened 2 or 3 times with me in the past. So I'm going to sit here for a while. While we do that, Ali has got a better view of that leopard. Let's go find out who that leopard is. Incredibly hot and humid down here. I can't believe how hot it is. I would have thought it would be cooler down in the drainage line, but it doesn't feel like it at all. If anything, it feels warmer. Whew, really sweating here. Curse says I should use my umbrella. It's not the sun that's bothering me though, Curse. It's just the sheer heat. Now these lions, as I thought, I remember when we started, I said I don't think they're going to move anytime soon. And that's why it was a great idea to do that little treasure hunt first and come to the lions. Maybe get them when it starts getting a bit cooler and they decide to. That would be nice. That would be wonderful. And it's so funny, whenever the weather's kind of like this, that high humidity, that you tend to hear the European bee-eaters a lot. They fly around and they call above us. I can hear them at the moment. I can't see any. Often they're so high, and it's difficult to spot them in the lights, but I can hear them. They are flying above us. And again, I'm still amazed. These monkeys, there are about 3 or 4 monkeys above us that I can see that are just looking at the lions, but not interested. Deadhead Tom, you You asked, who do I think asks better questions? Guests or Safari Live viewers? Oh, well, I mean, Deadhead Tom, it's got to be Safari Live viewers, obviously. I think, you know what the wonderful thing is with the Safari Live viewers, and what I've really enjoyed about being part of Safari Live is I've been guiding for a long time, but you still constantly learn things. You're still always learning and picking up little things, and people who view the show regularly ask different questions, things that don't come up often on a short safari. So I really enjoy getting the different questions from all the Safari Live viewers, I must be honest. But it is, you know, I enjoy both. I always love having guests around, entertaining them and driving in the bush, and you can appreciate so much more when you are on the vehicle, I think. And yeah, like I said, I've got some lovely trips planned with guests this year. And some viewers, Lisa and her husband, they're coming down. We're going to Cape Town also. They're doing Chitwa, Londolozi, Cape Town. Christina and I are going to see the gorillas in Rwanda. I'm looking so forward to that. We're going to have a wonderful trip up there. So Rwanda for gorillas, and then off to Londolozi afterwards. So that's going to be a really exciting trip. So we've got some fantastic trips planned already for this year. I'm going to sit here a little bit longer. We'll just see how these lions do in the next 15 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes. Let's go back to Ali with that young male leopard Tamba. Now the lions have just decided to stand up and move. Now I wonder if they're not going to go and get a drink of water somewhere. And I'm just trying to work out where the dam is. There's one lioness up here, off to my right, but I think I might just drive straight through the riverbed. I don't think we'll be able to go there because that lioness is lying in the way off to my right. So let's try and move through here quickly. Oh, that's a bit better. There's a bit of breeze now. Sure. Have any lion dung because it's not going to smell very pleasant. Yeah, I'm sure these lions are going to head towards some water. Let's hope. But it would be great to see them drinking. So they're just up at the back here. Oh, there's actually a nice view of that one up on the bit of sand. I think that's been pushed up there before, that sand. Don't think it's a termite mound. Now I think I can maybe get up here quite quickly. See, that's the wonderful thing with following young lions, is they're going to be a bit playful. They're going to explore a little bit, maybe climb a tree or two or pushed over a tree. We're not far. We can get out here and we can just come around quickly. Sure, that breeze is wonderful. It's life-saving. Yeah, so I'm hoping they decide to come to Twin Dams and have a drink. Let's get out here quickly and then just follow them. Let's see. Oh, there they are. They're out in the open on that little bit of sand. Sorry, VM. You see the patience again. The patience paid off. We got there and they were fast asleep, resting, but now they are up and moving. They may just change positions and lie up here for a little while, but let's see what these lions get up to. Yeah, some of them, I think the whole pride is lying down here now. Scarlett, you asked if lions' saliva contain antibacterial properties. Now, Scarlett, I do believe it does. If you look carefully at these big cats, lions, leopards, when they get injured and they clean themselves, their saliva that they secrete while cleaning themselves, it helps heal those wounds very, very quickly. They've got an amazing ability to heal incredibly fast. And I've seen some really bad wounds on lions, and with them cleaning and licking themselves, within 2-3 weeks you can see the difference, and with them starting to heal. So I do think that there is definitely some antibacterial properties of the saliva, and also keeping the wound clean, keeping maggots and that out, allows it to heal quite quickly. So I think maybe these lions also decided it was a bit too hot down in that drainage line, so thank goodness they decided to come up here. It's slightly cooler. I was hoping they'd head towards the dam for a drink, but I do think they will, maybe a bit later. But we'll see. Maybe they just change positions, lie here for 5 minutes, and then get up and move to the dam. Sometimes lions do that. Nick, I can't remember. I've never seen a lioness with a weird animal adoption. You were asking about, there was that one lioness that looked after a wildebeest for a while. How long was that, Nick? Because, I've seen these with leopards, and there too, there was one with a leopard that found a baby baboon, and well, some people, I think they tried to say, oh, well, it looked after it, but it looked after it for a few hours and then I think killed it, or just left it to die because it killed the mother. So I wonder how long that happened, how long that lasted for, because I've also seen where lions and leopards sometimes are unsure of the young of other animals, and because they're not running away or putting up a fight, they don't know how to react to them. But eventually, I think they do become food. So, Nick, I'm curious. I've never seen a strange adoption with lions. I've seen up in other areas. I think in Botswana there was wild dog that a single wild dog that lived closely with was it jackal? I think some jackal. There was a story of the wild dog with some jackal, which is also interesting. But I don't know about lions. I haven't seen anything. Oh, the lions have settled down again nicely. They're not interested in moving. I think it's just too hot for them. It's nice to spend time with them though, but I mean, eventually you do need to make a call, and I think with this heat, I don't think they're going to move very far. They may get up and move down to the dam and have a drink at some point, but for the moment, it doesn't look like they're really interested in moving at all. It is still very, very hot and humid. First Lady, I'm sure that I've never seen lions get dehydrated, but look, if they never had water, I'm almost certain they'll get dehydrated and die of thirst. In times of drought, when there's no water around, you can see the animals looking very unhealthy and unhappy. it's almost certain. I mean, all the animals need some form of moisture and need water. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't look like there's going to be any movement from these lions for the next while. So I wonder if we shouldn't just start driving around a little bit. Have a look around Twin Dams. There was sign of a leopard this morning in the area. Now I wonder if it wasn't Tamba that passed through and headed up to where Ali found him. Or if there's another leopard around. Why don't we just rather have a look? Oh dear, I've just heard an update now from one of the other guides. The wild dogs are running through the edge of the property right in the west. Now I don't know how far Tristan and Ali are. I wonder if Tristan's still in Chitwa. I think he is. I think he is. Oh dear. Now I wonder, why don't we head in that direction in the meantime? Let's do that. I'll take a drive in that direction, and let's see. We're going to leave the lions. They are resting, and maybe we get a glimpse of wild dog before the end of the show. Let's